All right, let's talk about that moment of pure dread. You open your water bill and your stomach just drops. Well, today we're putting on our detective hats. We are going to solve the mystery of that shockingly high bill together.
So, there you are, sorting through the mail, same old, and then bam, you see a number that makes you stop and ask, wait, what? How did that happen? And you know what? That question is the very start of our investigation.
$400. I mean, seriously? It's a jaw-dropping figure that just feels wrong. But here's the thing. More often than not, there's a real findable culprit behind that sticker shock. And we're going to find it.
So, let's treat this just like a real case. We're going to identify the suspects, we're going to gather the evidence, and we are going to solve the mystery of that outrageous $400 bill.
You know, these huge bills almost never just come out of thin air. They're pretty much always the work of these sneaky, hidden culprits, silent water wasters that are operating completely under the radar. Our job is to hunt them down.
Okay, first stop on our investigation, inside the house. This is the first crime scene because this is where the most common and most expensive suspects love to hide out in plain sight.
And here it is, prime suspect number one, public enemy number one when it comes to water waste, the constantly running toilet. It's that faint little hissing sound you might hear and just ignore, right? Well, that little sound is often the number one cause of a bill that has gone completely off the rails.
Okay, get ready for this because this number is just wow. A single faulty toilet can silently leak up to 200 gallons of water every single day. Do the math on that. That's over 6,000 gallons in a single month, just flowing straight down the drain without a single flush.
But hold on, the toilet might not be working alone. A dripping faucet, drip, 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 that can add up to 3,000 gallons of wasted water a year. And don't even get me started on old, inefficient washing machines and dishwashers. They are major water hogs. Even a leaky water heater could be a secret accomplice in this case.
And just look at this. It shows you the huge impact of outdated tech. An old washing machine might guzzle like 40 to 50 gallons for one load, but a modern high-efficiency model, it sips as little as 15. That kind of difference shows up directly on your bill, believe me.
All right, we have thoroughly searched the inside. Now it's time to expand our investigation. Let's head outside and see if we can find any accomplices hiding out there.
And this right here? This is a huge clue. Your water usage can easily double in the summer. I mean, think about it. Lawn care, gardening, filling up the pool. That can account for up to half of a household's entire water consumption in the warmer months. That seasonal spike is often a key piece of the puzzle.
So, what are we on the lookout for out here? Well, a big one is overwatering your lawn, especially in the middle of the day, when up to 30% of that water just evaporates into thin air. You also got to check for leaky sprinkler heads, slow leaks in a swimming pool, which, by the way, can waste 200 gallons a day, just like that sneaky toilet. Or, hey, maybe you just filled one up for the first time.
So, we've checked inside, we've checked outside. But what if the culprit isn't even on your property at all? It's time to question our final suspect, the utility company itself. It's less common, for sure, but sometimes a simple billing error is the simplest explanation of all. And while it's not the usual suspect, it's definitely possible. Water meters are machines, right? They can wear out, get clogged up with debris, or just break. And when they do, they can start over-reporting your usage, which means they're charging you for water you never actually used.
Okay, this is a really crucial detail. Grab your statement and look for the words actual or estimated reading. See, if the utility couldn't physically read your meter, they'll often just estimate your usage based on what you used in the past. And if you've been working hard to conserve water, that estimate could be way too high, and that's absolutely something you can call them about.
And here's the detail that really pours fuel on the fire. It's called tiered pricing. All this means is that the more water you use, the more expensive each gallon gets. So, for example, your first 1,000 gallons might be cheap, but the next 1,000 could cost way more. That little 200-gallon-a-day toilet leak, that's more than enough to push you into a higher, more expensive price tier, making your whole bill skyrocket.
So we've identified all the potential suspects. And now for the most important part, your action plan. Here is exactly how you can crack the case of your own high water bill.
It's a super simple 3-step plan. First, the meter test. Turn off every single thing that uses water in your house. Then, go look at your water meter.
If that little dial is still spinning, boom, you've got a leak. Guaranteed. Second, go inspect your toilets, your faucets, your pipes. And third, with all your evidence collected, it's time to call your utility.
And to make sure this never, ever happens again, you gotta think preventatively. Fix leaks the moment you find them. When it's time to upgrade an appliance, go for one with that Energy Star logo. Water your lawn when the sun isn't at its peak. And seriously, get into the habit of reviewing your bill every single month. It's the best way to catch these problems early.
So here's the bottom line. You are not powerless against a crazy high water bill. By following the clues, you can find the culprit, you can solve the case, and you can take back control. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you're a water detective, what's the first clue you'll look for?